Hello my quilting family. Today we're going to show you how to make half square rectangles. It was requested by one of our viewers that she had never made them and this is the easiest way to make them. The topic was brought up because I showed when zebras were lipstick, the quilt and the block, and I gave you a free pattern. Well, so we're going to do two methods and these are really simple, so don't panic. The dimensions, now if you're doing it with just a ruler, you're going to need it to be 4 inches by, or 4 1/4 inches, sorry, by 2 3/4 inches. And you're going to need 2 pieces of each color, the white and the blue, right? If you have this Trirex tool, this tool, that 2-to-1 ruler that we were talking about, then your strips should be cut at 3.5 inches wide, okay, to make a 3.5 inch by 2 inch half square rectangle. So let's just get that cutting done. So I'm just going to fold it up. Now, I didn't want you guys to have to endure ironing and, you know, me digging through my scraps to find something to cut and all this. So here we go. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to measure over 2 3/4, and it's already a 4 1/4 inch strip. So there's my first cut. So I now have 2 of these, and you're going to need 2 whites and 2 colored parts. When it comes to this, you're just going to fold over your 3.5 inch strip, and that's how we did it. And you're going to make 2 separate cuts. One going, oh, let's see, let's do it this way. One going up, this, okay, just a little off. Okay, one going this way, and you got to mark that little end. There's a wee little tiny end on the edge of this ruler that you have to mark. So you've got one cut, and of course it didn't cut. Ah! Did I have my rotary cutter up? Okay, well, let's try it again. Okay, there it is. There's the one cut. And the other cut is just like this. Okay, now that can go back into my scraps. So with these, you're going to put the right side, the color right side up, and the neutral right side down. And you're going to do a right slant and a left slant. And this is how you do it. You match corner to corner up as best you can. Right? And then you're going to make the other one by going the other direction. And so it's going to look a little weird. It's going to look a little odd. Okay, so that's what you've got. So here we go. So that's what it's going to look like. Now, because it looks kind of odd, let's pin this. We're going to pin on either side because we're making 2 at a time. So that'll save us some time when we're working with our scraps, and you make 2 at a time or whatever. So we're going to pin on both sides. So what I like to do with this is I have one of these 1/2 inch rulers. So I forgot to bring my pencil. Hang on. Okay. So here we go. Here's my pencil. And I'm going to draw this line. Hopefully you can see it. And I'm just going to go right down the center on both of these. Now, either you can draw your stitching line, or you can just go 1/4 inch away from that drawn line. I think for this, we're going to draw out our stitching line, so I'm going to just go 1/4 inch away from that line on one side, 1/4 inch away from the line on the other, on both. So here we go. that's not a good idea. So this is what it now looks like. I hope you can see those lines. Okay, now what I'm going to do with these that I've cut with my Trirex tool, this tool, I'm just going to pin them as well because they don't line up the same way. There's a little mark on these. And you're going to put right side, good side to good side, like that. And then you're just going to flip them over. There. So they look kind of odd as well. And it doesn't really matter whether what's on which side or not, but you kind of... Okay, let's get this. With this you can see right away you're going to have four. Now, if I can, I'm going to get the cameraman to hold this up so you see where those little notches are meeting. There. That little notch is important because it shows you where to line up your two pieces together, and it makes it easier for you to sew them. So now that I've got everything pinned, and if you want to pin, you can pin. If you don't want to pin, that's fine too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly sew these and then meet you back here. So we're finished sewing both the Trirex ruler half square rectangles and the traditional way of doing a half square rectangle. So what we're going to do now on this, again, you draw a center line, then you stitch a 1/4 inch on either side. And the math for this, the quilt math, I know it's early in the morning, you don't want to do quilt math, or some people just don't like doing quilt math, but it's whatever your height and width you want this rectangle to be, you add 3/4 of an inch to both the height and the width, right? So I wanted these to finish at 2 by 3.5. So you add 3/4 of an inch to 3.5, which is 4.25, and then 3/4 of an inch to 2 inches, so you have 2 3/4, right? The problem with this is you're going to have to trim them, right, to meet that magic number. But anyway, so now I've sewn on either side of that line, and it's a simple matter now of cutting them in half. And you have two right slants and 2 left slants. Okay. So here we are. There is our, I'm going to take one from each one of these piles. So here's our right slant and left slant. So you're going to need one of each of these for the block you're going to, the block that I talked about when zebras wear lip gloss. So you usually need a right and a left. So, and they're quite easy to do. It's, you know, one seam, a little bit of marking. They're great to bust your scraps, these. So now you're going to have to square these up. And I'm just going to square up one for you. You have to kind of, you want it to be 2 inches by 3 inches. So you're going to try and get this as close as you can so that the points match on where you need them. Okay. So you're right at the point. So now, and I'm going to get the cameraman to hold that up again, and that's all there's to it. The other ones, the ones you do with the Trirex ruler, and this is why I love the Trirex ruler, because with asymmetrical blocks you can make lots of really cool layouts. So they are all ready to go. You don't, there's no trimming, there's no nothing. So I'm just going to cut these apart and finger press. And yeah, you can cut off that little dog ear if you want. It doesn't really matter, but that's what you're looking at. So both of these are really quick ways. A 3.5 strip is usually, you know, if you're using any kind of like scrap user system, a 3.5 is usually a pretty standard strip size, where a 4.25 is not. So it's up to you which method you want to use. Go play, go have fun. I really love that you came to see me today, and I really would hope that you come back. It was so much fun doing this for you. Okay, have a great day. Bye. If you have questions about what you saw in this video, or you have ideas for content or something you want to see us do, please put those comments in the description below. But also, while you're there, like, share, and subscribe with your friends. That would really help us out. Okay, I want to thank you and have a great day.